All right, welcome everyone to session 32 of The Space Between. And we're going to start off with a recap from last time by Pete.
The ship is now in better shape than it's ever been. I think Bo said something about it having that new car smell. Cherry brought on a friend of some kind. And between the cargo from her mom and our refugees, we're ready for that drill to Phyllis. We got a couple of jobs there, so we traveled out of system and started our drill to Havario. Cherry and Eva tried to get me in on some kind of deal to teach the kids something. That idea seemed like a nope, so I dodged them as quietly as I could. Seems like Bo and Cherry buried the axe, though. The stab you in the back later vibe is gone now. Havarian mechs approached to scan us the second we dropped from drill space. Typical. I made sure to escort the customs agent through to inspect the cargo, and as soon as he was done, escorted him directly back to the airlock. We arrived at Phyllis without incident. Our supplies and refugees appear to be quite welcome and needed. Bo seemed uncomfortable, though. Wasn't he from Phyllis or something? We landed first at some small city to drop off some supplies and people, before heading out to a much smaller town, Fentress. Bo just about freaked out there, staring at the town administrator. I reached my hand out and put it on his shoulder, and he about snapped right there. Guess I should remember that he has things against robots. Oh, and that I'm a bot now. A bot too, now. At least the town bigwigs didn't seem to notice.
All right, I like it. Yeah, so, yeah, I'll just leave the floor open for the moment. The administrator is, he's waxing a little bit eloquent, talking about the grand plans they have for their community and the growth they've seen in recent years. Um, that and Yeah, welcoming the new little group of citizens. Um, a a couple more people have kind of been taking note of the fact that there's a little to do going on the outskirts of town. Um, and if you've kind of been wandering over to watch from a little distance, but otherwise it's as we described last time. You guys are there, but it's not you haven't been specifically instructed anything in the moment. So what are we thinking?
Honestly, I'm thinking just go on to our third job.
Yeah.
Uh, how about we head back to the ship? We don't have anything else to do here. I guess I should ask, how do we collect payment for the refugees? Is that when we return to Lehenuda?
No, so um, so most systems, as long as they've been civilized and connected up at some point,
Exchange of
um,
light. Got it.
yes, they'll have exchange of light, and on the in some places that'll be on the planet. Some it'll just be at like a refueling station. Um, in this case, there's not going to be that. It's possible that there's something like that at the headquarters, the Harvarian headquarters on Phyllis, but otherwise you'd need to go planetside Harvario or go visit. There's likely an exchange of light at the fueling station in system,
Go on planet side
and
Havario sounds like a bad idea.
you'll get and so yeah, all you need to go there, but you'll need to take basically just paperwork signed that's by the administrator saying yes, the contract was completed, the refugees were delivered safe and sound to their new homes.
Okay. Well, we could do that anywhere though. Like we could get that signed here, and then if we don't want to go to Harvario or deal with the
Mhm.
fueling station here, we could just next when we get to Anagras, do it there, right?
Yes, Anagris would have.
Okay.
Yeah, Anagris would have an exchange of light.
All right. So yeah, I think unless there is anything specific anyone wants to do, I think we should head back to get our papers signed by the administrator, and head back to the ship where Eva has a surprise for Bo.
Alrighty.
Oh boy.
That's
Surprises are just what he needs right now.
okay. Any other ideas, or does that sound good to everybody?
I like it.
Oh no, yeah, Bo was keen to go.
All right. Then you guys can kind of quietly take your leave, and with only a minor interruption, the administrator will thank you and indicate he'll be by later to after he's seen to the relocation.
So he hasn't actually signed it yet. We still have to wait for him.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Or you-
As they're leaving, Eva waves to the most of the kid, but also to the parents that had to sit through the lecture, and tells them, remember, the red catalyst goes into something ridiculously unnecessary for a kid to know.
Right. Yeah. The kid very earnestly nods his head, and the parents seem confused, but also smile and thank her.
All right. All right, and we'll go back to the ship and wait for the administrator to bring by our papers, and in the meantime, Bo gets his surprise.
Okay.
It's a conversation with Eva.
Alrighty.
After we
Hmm.
return to the ship.
Real quick,
Uh-huh.
before we leave the refugees, um, Cherry hands out one of her frequent flyer cards to each of them, the loyalty cards that has our contact information on the back.
Okay, nice to the refugees.
Hmm.
Okay.
She even hands out one to each of the kids.
Nice. All right, then they all take them, and thank you for the pleasant trip.
All right.
All right, sorry, cut back to the conversation. I just wanted to establish that I did that.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
No, that's fine.
All right, so what's the scene? Where at what point does Eva ambush Bo for this conversation?
Fairly quickly after, so he can't go nest somewhere.
All right, take it away.
Yes, as they're finishing up the ship re-entry checklist, make sure that nothing's out of place, no fuel lines are disturbed or whatever. Eva comes over to Bo. Hey, so I just wanted to check, and is there anything else you want to do here? Anywhere else you want to go? We have some time.
Oh,
Yeah, he'll look like he's gonna jump out of his skin initially. When she calls out to him and say, "Oh no, there's not anywhere I wanna go. And quick we can get out of here, the better."
Okay, if you're sure, 'cause it really no trouble for us.
Well, it might get to trouble quick. I think the faster we leave, the better.
Okay. I just saw the recap start. It's perfect. Okay. Well, we're just waiting for the administrator to turn with the signed paperwork so we get paid for coming here. And then we'll leave. And I think me and Pete can handle. Hang on, this is Eva. I think Pete and I can handle the pre-flight duties. So why don't you take the day off, the rest of the day off, unless somebody starts shooting us, and then your day off is declined or revoked.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully, no one ends up doing none of that.
Yeah, I hope not. I'm just getting used to the new smell of this ship. It's not bad, I guess.
Gunfire is the sound of Bo's time card getting punched.
Okay. Yeah, and she lets him go. That was all. That was it.
Alrighty. What does Bo get up to now?
I think he's trying really hard to keep himself going out and finding Thorfinn.
No, that's easy. See, he's coming to you soon.
Well, there's no stealthy way to shoot him then if he's walking onto and then leaving the ship.
No, don't give yourself so little credit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying so hard to resist my darker urge. Would you like to know more about the surrounding terrain, Ethan?
You're trying to resist? What? Really?
I am. I'm trying. It's not going so well
trying?
yet. It's not a particularly effective attempt so far.
I guess he's got.
By the way, while Ethan thinks for a moment, I do want to quickly remind everybody to make sure that you have your love bucks or whatever, however you want to represent them,
Oh my.
on your character sheet somewhere.
I don't even remember how much.
That is
Thought I
absolutely
did.
what's being called now.
Yeah, I just wrote it down as 20,000 love on my character sheet.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too.
And that's
but now
all it
it's
is,
love
Danielle.
bucks.
20,000 love. I don't remember how many credits though. I don't think it. Okay, no, I added.
So now I have to
This
ask
is
my
like
husband for
5,000.
love bucks. This just makes sense.
Yeah, so anywho, yeah, let's see, I think so. Zeke, as soon as you guys got back to the ship, he said he'd be in his room, had some reading he wanted to get done for the day, and let him know when the administrator stops by.
You've helpfully recommended several Havarian titles to him.
I think he would have appreciated the suggestions, and
Some more
Made
than
notes.
others.
Yeah, yeah, but he would have said he's got a pretty long list already. But he doesn't seem in the mood to chit chat for now. He's got something on his mind. You just have to ask him about that later. I guess, was it Cherry? I think it was Cherry that had helped him find some of his current reading materials. Okay, yeah, sorry, I was just thinking out loud.
You're okay. I was doing some text RP,
Oh, cool.
Cherry and Pete
Use that in the
in Roll20.
nice. Nice. um, fun stuff. All right, so think here. All right. So Bo is currently stewing. See in his room. So I guess
Bo
going
stew
for
is
some
on the menu.
going for some solitary. Like, wow.
Yeah, I
Words.
think. Yeah, in his room, back to working on his guns and gear. As I guess that's kind of his. It's as close as he'll get to meditation,
Yeah,
and then also just like a hypervigilance thing that he is checking and triple checking. Already very clean and perfectly working firearms.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little personal ritual kind of thing. Keeps him grounded and calms him. Makes sense to me.
But I guess because every now and again you got to throw your GM a bone. I think at some point he will. I guess here's probably even stricter than most places about like any kind of weapon carrying, right?
You haven't asked yet. When you were out, you didn't see any of the townsfolk with any sort of weapons. Um, let me think for a moment. Didn't really address that, but I guess upon further consideration, your welcoming inspector at the edge of the edge of the system would have told you, just would have reminded you all that Phyllis. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that on Phyllis, you do need a special permit to carry any weapons about on the planet. You need to leave that stuff on your ship.
Okay, so then going to as usual. So no immediately obvious exterior or weapons on his person, but he
Right.
has hidden his laser pistol.
Okay.
And
Which one is the laser pistol? That's not
Black Betty.
Oh, that is Black
Mhm.
Betty. Okay. Okay, cool. So, Black Betty is close to heart. Alrighty.
I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
About weapons and general equipment stuff. Is it assumed that as long as I've got the um, well, let me say it differently. Is it assumed that Eva will more or less be able to like build a mag rifle or mag pistol, or will I need to do something special to be able to craft things?
Uh, oh, that's a good question. So
Like
you
obviously,
guys,
like power armor, she'd need to get something special.
yeah. So you bought a bunch of parts on Loe Nuda, right?
Hmm.
That you stashed on the ship.
Oh yeah,
Um,
she bought a ton of parts.
okay. Then I would say that that stash of spare parts, those are those I would consider sufficient to build from scratch whatever equipment up to TL4 that you set your mind to.
Okay, up to and including TL4, right?
Yeah, sorry, up
Okay,
to and
keep.
including.
All right. Um, yeah. I think we'd already covered the actual cost of it, the spare parts part of it. I was more making certain of like the design stuff because I could absolutely see if you're being more restrictive, something like a mag needing specialized like design blueprints and schematics, but kind of assume that Ava has gotten her hands on it from somewhere. She's not crafting it whole cloth. Just
Right. Yeah. This is, you know, I think it's reasonable to say, she's got the skill, the mechanical skill to do it. And considering that she's had this in mind for some time, she would have taken the time on the Nuda to acquire the right kinds of parts for the job and whatever sorts of schematics and instructions, those kinds of things that she would need to make sure she doesn't blow herself up while trying to build, uh, TL4 weapons.
okay.
Yeah, it as a flavor note, I think it's reasonable to say it would this project, if is she working on a mag rifle? Is that the deal?
Haven't decided yet. I just wanted to get a general idea of
Okay.
like the weapons. The next question will
Yeah.
be for Ethan.
So yeah, I think just in that kind of vein, uh, a lot of her time spent in her workshop has been, retooling and rearranging a little bit, making space for uh, some new, kind of tabletop uh, machines and
Hmm.
uh, dialing stuff in, because she hasn't built anything that on the level of post tech military equipment before. The blade was a neat new project, but that was comparatively a simpler process.
It was a
Um,
more it was difficult in a
more
different way with the kind of the
exactly.
rigorous like metal treating blade requirements. That was the
Mhm.
specialized knowledge she had to really look up. Um,
Exactly. The some of the kind of the kind of feel for different things like that, and
yeah.
having the equipment to be able to measure some of that. But yeah, that um, machine wise, a relatively simpler workshop setup. For this, to get some of these parts machined properly and up to spec, um, and getting the some of the more advanced components calibrated and carefully pieced together takes some more advanced equipment.
Indeed, and funny enough, I actually did roleplay her doing exactly that. That's why she still doesn't know that we were boarded and inspected.
Exactly. She's been far too busy playing with her newly newly refurbished workshop space.
I
Uh,
say, I think Ethan, Bo might actually recognize some of the things that she's putting together as I don't know how into the manufacturing or construction of weapons he is, but she's been putting together like rigs and other little presses and things to make some very specific components.
Okay, yeah, he'd have probably picked up on that though.
What is Bo's favorite weapon seem to be?
One that he has his eyes set on.
Like,
Well, I think his biggest would be the conversion bow. I think that's the name of it, right?
she's not making a bow.
Yeah.
Unless he
But then,
specifically
yeah,
asks for
If
one.
on the pistol, he was looking at mag pistol.
Hmm. Okay. What do you as a player want between spike thrower, mag rifle, or laser rifle?
Good laser rifle.
Oh, what's that?
At least at some point, laser rifle.
Okay.
Ace Bo has had his eye on so much of this list. Just tool for the job kind of thing.
Okay.
You've got a safe bet with any of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. Laser rifle is such a good all-arounder. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the mag rifle does more damage, but doesn't have the burst bonus. The spike thrower does way more damage, but has lower range. Laser rifle is just right there in the middle. All right. Eva has been working on. Yeah. So that's even more obvious that she's been dealing with crystals and other reflective mirrors and things. And she's been trying to work on a way to conceal a laser rifle.
Oh,
Specifically the concealable mod.
okay, nice.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll definitely be curious to talk. That'll be something we can hash out at some point. Yeah, I don't think there are any restrictions on that mod, and I'm fine with it. I think it's a relatively expensive thing.
It's very expensive, 10 times the base cost.
Yeah. So yeah, for that with that amount of investment being put into it, I'm fine with.
Yeah. So assuming you do the math the same as I do, where the base cost is 300, to craft a laser rifle, I pay 2 times the base cost, 600, and the mod is still based on the base price, not the crafted cost.
Okay.
So would the mod be 3,000 or 6,000?
Okay, got you.
Because if it's going to be 6,000, then we're going to buy a laser rifle instead, and then mod that.
Right. Yeah, I might need to. I'll take another glance at the wording, but I seem to remember thinking that the way I read it was that it would be the modified price.
Mm.
Because the master, I guess, you were doing the nature of their being crafted a certain way increases the cost of the weapon.
Now, I hear where you're going, but I'm not master crafting the laser rifle.
Right, you're doing a normal one because it's just twice the.
Yeah.
Yeah, it costs twice as much as they would off the shelf. So yeah, I read that as being. Yeah, let me think here. So, okay, actually, let me take a step back, because I think the intention of that it doesn't. Yeah, the fact that it's a weapon you built in your shop wouldn't necessarily have any effect on. Yeah, for a normal device, just building a normal rifle in your workshop, let's say that putting mods on that are the mod costs of that are based on the standard price of the weapon.
Okay.
I don't know. I might have to think again about Mastercraft ones, because I guess there's no real reason why it should cost that much more to modify the thing.
I actually do it for Mastercrafted in my own game, but not for the normal. I consider the Mastercrafted to basically adjust the base cost to be 10 times its normal. Like a Mastercrafted laser rifle is just a base cost of 3,000, whereas building is still building a laser rifle with a base cost of 300. You just have to spend twice that much because you know, economy of scale and all that. That's the way I've justified it in my game.
Yeah. I was considering something like that at least. I think at the very least having the whatever built-in mod being a lot more expensive would make some sense. But then again, I don't know, the 10 times the base cost, it is already quite a lot to so yeah, I'm thinking that the mod prices and the fact that it specifically says the base cost makes me think, yeah, let's just go with the the written amount in the equipment section.
Okay, cool. And let me figure out how much that's costing in spare parts.
There are plenty of credit sinks to go around. No need to make this one more onerous than needed.
72 spare parts for that.
All right, that's coming up on half of your stock.
Mm-hmm. I'll go ahead and put the funds in now. Can we consider Eva to be building it?
Okay.
That was actually a question.
Oh.
Can we consider Eva to be actively building it now?
Yeah, it's fine by me.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, and yeah, so we can most of the, in general we'll use that like travel time and downtime and stuff. I don't think we want to get into tracking specific hours as parts of days.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So if you guys are doing stuff, like dropping off refugees or whatever, that day isn't. I don't think is one that I would count towards making progress on it. But if you got nothing else going on, you're just working on the stuff, then that's and we'll probably play that a little loose. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you had one interaction that day, the whole day's wash. But okay, yeah, I've wanted before. I don't know. A couple times I've made notes for myself on, I guess, project type things that are going on, but would be good to have maybe in player notes would be a good place. I guess we can worry about that later. Let me switch gears here a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah, Eva is working on something in the workshop. Bo is doing his thing. Anything else that anybody wanted to get up to before we have the administrator stop by?
Nope. I'm already getting up to
it. Yeah, you are.
Oh boy.
It's Pete backstory time.
That's funny. Oh man, yeah, getting deep.
Yeah.
See your way out of this. We don't need you.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
doing
gonna
other
be-
things.
Yeah, I'll
Making
stay
me
out of it.
dig up some of my old character write-up stuff.
Mm-hmm. Put that man to work.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so I think then I think some time has passed. And if anyone's keeping an eye out, then they'll notice from from across the little landing field that your ship is parked on. See the administrator with a pair of his guards, heading back out towards you from the edge of the town. And yeah, they're gonna head on up and try to get your attention. Who would be there to? I'm guessing Eva would be ready to interact with him, or is she delegating that to someone else?
Eva is absolutely doing her job, being busy in the workshop.
Okay. Then I guess, yeah. I don't know how you guys have imagined the your doorbell equivalent at the kind of the entrance ramp for the ship, but he would walk up and activate that.
Okay.
Ding dong, ding dong.
I would like to think it's just literally a recording of Eva going ding dong, ding dong. Just kidding. She would be more high tech than that. But you made me laugh for a second at least.
Maybe a klaxon. It was put together
Just
in a
thinking-
junkyard at first.
A rambling spiel for the person waiting at the doorbell, like a recording by Eva.
Yes.
Did
it's
you know that
perfect.
doorbells were actually invented in
Thank you for visiting. We're on our way. Meanwhile, please enjoy these facts about doorbells.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can see her doing that with and setting it on a randomizer too. She's got like 10
Yeah.
different 2-minute spiels.
Hi, sorry nobody's available to come to the door right now. I'm probably doing, and then lists off like 12 different things that she could potentially be up to in various parts of the ship.
I actually think
Hasn't
it
been-
would be more like what Danielle said, random facts about. So it would start something like, I've heard you, thank you for coming to the Swallowtail. While you're waiting for someone to come to the door, did you know?
Yes. Nice. Like,
And none of the crew
Most elegant.
knows she's done this because none of us ever rings the doorbell.
like hold music style thing, but instead of jazz, it's a little infomercial to expand your
For
knowledge while you
doorbells.
wait. All right, so who's answering the doorbell?
Cherry ever finds out about this, by the way, she's going to try and find a way to monetize this
Well,
on Space Fiverr.
So
I think
Yeah.
when the doorbell is rung, Eva does flip her welding helmet up and goes to the door. She'll give them a little while though. She wants to make sure that they get to the best part about grapes and how they shrivel yet retain their nutritious value.
grapes. Nice. All right.
I feel like Pete would have started walking towards the door, confused by the whole doorbell thing.
It doesn't. I don't think it plays inside. No, it's just out. It's an external
Oh.
speaker.
Well, they wouldn't they hear the ding dong inside though?
Yeah, yeah. So everybody inside of the ship would have heard whatever kind of doorbell sound that she has, but yeah, they wouldn't be hearing the crew wouldn't be hearing the spiel that she has lined up. That would
Right.
be
Well, if he
Oh,
heard
that's
the
what you
ding
meant.
dong, he would start heading toward the door.
All right.
The
She's there.
interior
She
is
holds a hand up. Hang on. They're getting to the good bit.
What did you do, Eva? Since when have we had a doorbell?
We've always had a doorbell.
We did?
Yeah, it's just a button panel out there. It's
Wait,
important.
but aren't those the controls for
Well,
the door?
yes, but if there's nobody at the door, then they need to be able to press something to make a loud sound throughout the ship so that I can hear it over the welding torch.
Wait, did you rewrite the firmware on that control panel?
It took a while. I'm not a great programmer, but I mean, I'm better than most people, but
Harry walks by. At this
oh,
point.
hang on, just getting to okay.
So you make them listen to ads?
No, it's not an ad. It's useful information.
Harry starts
Uh.
backing away from the conversation. She has no idea what's going on.
The doorbell rings again, and after just about a second, Zeke appears standing next to Eva, and looks
Okay.
over at her. Oh, you're already here.
Yes, I just wanted to make sure that they heard. Never mind.
He starts to like point at the door, like expectantly, like you're getting that.
Right now,
Like,
I
am I-
am. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And he
Cool.
goes and gets the door.
He disappears again.
I like how Zeke's like, traditionally people answer that.
Because he was busy reading, figuring, oh yeah, somebody else has got that, and then it goes again. He's like, what? Is nobody getting the door? Was I supposed to do that?
Is this my job?
Like, nope. Okay, so he's gone. All right, so you open the door and let down the ramp.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah, and I think let's see. This is where we can start going based on the new stuff we got. Let's see. Where did you guys put that one? Was it out of character planning?
What's that?
The picture, or should we have too many?
Oh,
We
right.
almost have too many channels. Anyway, I was gonna need to find that. I know it's close to the top of one of these because I've seen it very recently. Anyway, I feel like there was a little. Okay, I guess there's the loading ramp. There is an airlock next to that, but that would be for use of space. So yeah, you're letting down the cargo bay loading ramp. It's also the main way to get on and off the ship on land. So yeah, let's down and the administrator standing there looking a little bit confused. He says, you have an interesting voicemail system on your access panel.
Oh, I just want to make sure that people waiting for me to put down torches and wrenches and things are entertained and educated.
One of the guards speaks up. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Which
Yes,
one
that-
did you get? The one about the grapes and raisins?
Yes, it was
I
certainly
thought,
interesting.
I thought it was that time.
Well, yes, I come to sign off on the contract. I assume the Onuda government gave you. Everyone seems to be settling in well enough, and they have everything that they're expected to have. So, you've
Okay,
done
good.
your part.
Let me, um, uh, hmm. Cherry?
I'm right here.
Nope. Oh, Cherry, do you have the contract?
I was waiting for you to realize that.
Okay. Well, I already knew it. I just. Okay.
All right, so yeah, he steps up to take the documents, glances quickly at the seal on them, as looks in order, and uh, whips out a little unfolding clipboard, and proceeds to, with a flourish, sign all the lines on several different forms. Takes a couple of minutes, but seems like he's quite used to doing paperwork. He gets through it very quickly.
Eva might look a little bit impressed.
Yeah, if she has if she's inclined to, she might particularly appreciate his penmanship. Yes,
No,
very
not the penmanship. Just how quickly he goes through the paperwork. She is
He's
assuming
not
that he's
only-
reading it all.
That's funny. But yeah, he has a very consistent signature and a quick hand. And assuming no interruptions, he signs the last little dotted line and then humps to himself. There we go. All in order, and hands the papers over. We appreciate your work in helping bring these refugees to their new home. And he stands up straight, gives a small nod towards her.
Of course.
Says, "Safe travels."
Oh, well, thank you. Very friendly neighborhood here, so I don't think that'll be a problem.
No, it should not be. There are. He'll pause, say, "Yes, upstanding citizens have nothing to worry about, and you are clearly that sort. So, fully expect that you'll be on your way and unbothered by anyone or anything."
Of course. Very good. Thank you.
And he and his guards turn to go.
As after the door is closed, Eva's kind of meandering back. Is anybody still there? Or has
Yeah.
everybody?
He is.
Cherry is still standing there too.
She pauses. I would have expected, like, I don't know, some kind of inspection when we got into the system.
They did inspect us. You were just busy.
When? What?
Yeah, they boarded us, came in, inspected the cargo,
No.
scanned it, walked out.
No
I
way.
let Pete take care of it because he seemed to be like kind of knowledgeable about it.
Of
I
course.
just kind of followed them around and made sure they didn't hurt anything.
Mm, I would have felt if the ship had stopped moving though.
Oh, they matched pace with us and docked.
Also, I think there's less like noticing things with the ship since it's like repaired.
Mm.
She almost said better, but she stopped herself.
I guess it does. There is less turbulence. There's not supposed to be turbulence in space anyway, so that's a good thing. Hmm. Really? They boarded and inspected us?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it must have been quick. I didn't even notice.
It was quick.
Okay.
They have advanced scanners, so they just walked by all the crates and made sure they were fine. So
Oh. Well, thank you. I guess I was busy.
yeah, but I made sure they didn't wander.
Thank you.
Of
Well,
course.
let's get flight ready and uh leave. I don't know how much longer Bo can breathe the air here.
I don't think it's the air.
I know.
Oh.
I mean,
Definitely the vibes. It's the vibes.
yeah. But it's the funny metaphor because vibes are vibrations in the air molecules. And she starts to go on about, vibrations in the air and the lack of air in space and etc. Until they walk away from her.
Yeah, Pete will eventually walk away and start working on the checks towards heading out.
Okay.
Very good. Then, yeah, that'll do. And so you guys can start readying up to launch the ship.
Yeah, launching without Bo.
Wait, where's Bo?
Yeah, he'd left the ship.
What? Where?
What?
When?
I thought we'd established that.
No.
No,
I-
you were in your room doing obsessive
Both
gun
things.
maintenance.
Yeah.
Did
No,
you-
when I said that I'll throw you a bone, he did leave the ship. But then you got talking about.
Oh.
Oh, I thought
Oh,
I'll throw you the GM of Bone was that Bo was behaving and just stayed in his room doing gun maintenance.
See, I
Yeah,
thought you said I'll
bone
throw
for
you a
the
bone. He
GM?
didn't. He did not leave the ship.
I didn't hear anything after throwing me a bone, so I thought, yeah, okay, got you. So Bo left the ship. Well, you didn't tell me what Bo was doing, so time to fess up, son. What's Bo been doing?
Oh, I had figured just walk around town, give you the opportunity to put him in whatever Phyllis-related trouble you had in store.
Okay, I got you. Hmm. Okay. So he's walking around town, still still like ball cap and shades, trying to somewhat obscure his face. How is he dressed again? He's dressed more modernly, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's not like wearing his old Phyllis clothes or anything.
Yeah, he's still in his, I guess, normal, looking like he's heading to a rock concert, kind of.
Yeah. So yeah, he attracts a bit of attention as he walks through town. Couple of people try to stop and say hello to him. Uh, nobody that he was ever close to. A couple of people that he uh, recognizes, though, yeah, they wouldn't have expected them to know him even at the time. Um, but yeah, the town as a whole, it does seem pretty similar to the way that it was when he was there last. Um, there is one. Well, let me think. So is he heading around the entire town, checking out all the buildings?
Yeah, I guess he just let his feet carry him, grumble
Okay.
about all the changes.
Yeah. All right. He finds himself. He's letting his thoughts wander and finds himself standing in front of his family home, and it looks like nothing has changed. It's still right where it was. Um, there, the one exception being, uh, he doesn't see. Given the time of the day, he might have expected for his dad to be out on the porch smoking his pipe.
Um, I think realizing where he is, he'd then want to get out of sight, but I guess also try to see how things are, see if he can spot anybody. Does the farm still look like it's being used?
Yeah. So, um, yeah, his family home would have been kind of on the far edge of town. Things start getting spaced out a little bit more. They've had a little bit of property. Uh, I'd say maybe a couple of acres out kind of in front and of the sides that's spacing their house away from the neighbors. Um, but then on the back side is a bit of yard, but then farmland, and it stretches out into the fields that were pretty much a shared kind of a community. Yeah, I guess community fields. Just uh, really hundreds of acres of farmland that most of the people in the community worked together to uh, cultivate, and yeah, it's all definitely been in use. In fact, the the forest where he remembers there being forest in the near distance, uh, on this side, is no longer. The tree line is significantly further in the distance. and he realizes, seeing that familiar view very different, it registers with him that on other sides of the town, the fields seem to have been spread and enlarged significantly in the last few years. So yeah, we can say he's maybe in at the front of the property. Not he hasn't walked up to the front door yet. Doesn't see anybody moving around outside at the moment. But he could, would he want to try to get a little closer without being spotted and see what if he can see whether anything's familiar?
Yeah, I guess he'll try to move closer, see if he can spot anybody.
Okay. Then, what he would find, let's see, go ahead and give me a sneak check with dexterity. Just getting on into the afternoon here. Okay. Nice. So, he ducks, ducks into some bushes that he remembers his mom maintaining, and follows from a few different little obstacles in the front of the property, trying not to look super suspicious, but also move quickly from cover to cover, so he's not just out for all to see.
Even the grasshoppers were surprised.
Keeping low. One moment. He can get close, and doesn't seem to have been noticed yet. He doesn't hear anything till he gets when he gets close to the house itself, which is it's a fairly large, you know, 2-story kind of a farmhouse. He does hear, sounds like some low, kind of muffled conversation coming from inside the house.
So can he make out any of the voices?
No, it sounds like probably a man's voice and a woman's voice, but it's just at the edge of his hearing. Really just make out the kind of the pitch, not much else. If you'd like, he could a little closer and try to listen in, or maybe even peek in at a window with a notice check.
Okay, yeah, he'll try. Please. Do eyeballs give me any bonuses?
um, I'd say that yeah, if it happens to be dark inside, he'll have an easier time of making things out.
I'm guessing notice with wisdom.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, he's able to trying to remember remembering the layout of the house. Um, Judging by where it kind of sounds like the voices are coming from, he can finds a window and sneak edges up and peeks in at a corner and sees a man and a woman he does not recognize sitting uh, around the dinner table having conversation about something.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
And suddenly he's trespassing.
Okay, so still not able to make out any of the voices.
If he wants to stay at that window and listen,
Yeah, I think definitely confused by it not being who we expected.
yeah, yeah, it doesn't recognize the voices either. Now that he can just faintly make out the conversation, sounds like they're talking about what they're going to have for dinner and when they're when the rest of the family is going to get back from the trip to the next neighboring town. Something about little outing and shopping for clothes. But yeah, as he's looking in through the corner of the window there, he notices that a lot of the decorations are different in the house. Things that his mother had cross stitched and put up are not there. Um, a chair that his dad had made is not in its usual spot. A lot of other little things like that. Though a good bit of the furniture is still the same. All right, what do you think? What do you think Bo's going to do at this point?
I think he'd be that so recognizing it's different and thinking they wouldn't have given up the house willingly. It had been
Mm-hmm.
a generational farmstead, and also
Yeah, exactly.
wanting to figure out what had happened to him. So I guess he'll go to
Yeah,
one
there
of
were
his.
little.
Oh, sorry.
I
What?
was going to say there were, back on the, out in the far back end of the property. He remembers there being, a row of headstones kind of pre-placed. His parents had no intentions of ever leaving this house. So you were saying?
To go information gathering, and information gathering, I guess in the only way he knew how, is a bounty hunter and a mercenary.
Mhm.
So he'll go
Let's see, that
sneak
could go
around
so
back
many
to
different
the front door and give it that loud, like a cop knocking on the front door.
Okay. Yeah, the conversation inside goes cuts off suddenly, and the man's voice comes from a couple rooms back. Yes, who is it? And
Was
you
there
hear
any
footsteps.
kind of Havarian or
Like decorations.
oh no, I guess that's a language, or are they just
Oh
common mandate?
no, yeah, everybody. Yeah, Harvario and Phyllis both spoke mandate, good King's English.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, um, yeah, you do hear the man call out, asking who it is as the footsteps come towards the front door.
Okay, I'll say. I guess adopting more of a, or at least trying to get rid of his or Philian accent.
Okay, yeah,
Say, I've been sent to look for a Jedediah York. Is he here?
and the the feet stop short, and the man answers, loudly from still inside. Um, no, no one by that name lives here. Sent by who?
Sir, I'll be the one asking the questions here. This was the last listed residence for the York family, headed by Jedediah York. Are you saying this or that he doesn't live here anymore?
uh, no, he doesn't. Um, okay, so see, so we're playing the, so Bo is he's trying to adopt he's trying to lose the Philian accent, hoping to come across as like maybe a Harvarian official.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um,
Oh man,
yeah, let's see
you
here.
could have opted for planetary messenger from
Or
somewhere
maybe
else.
even just a hired gun.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, like I said, he doesn't live here anymore. So, sorry, sir. I'm afraid you're gonna have to go look elsewhere. Yeah, I can't help you. Give me a notice check. Again with
Okay, he'll
wisdom.
be, I guess, mid asking if something's going to happen. Did you purchase this property from them? How long have you been here? Oh, well, that'll fit.
Oh boy, Snake Eyes.
Oh,
oh why, Bo?
Uh, I don't think he does, but does he have anything to mitigate that?
No.
Okay. So man says, that's said, think I'm gonna have to ask again. Who's asking? It's not not the sort of thing I just tell any random stranger. I haven't gotten your name yet, or what has you thinking you can come asking me all these questions?
He does not know.
I think Bo will quickly try to reach for a name. He's not good at making up ones on the spot. I'll say the name is Hayes. Philian or Havarian. I think you'd know that when an unnamed man comes asking questions, you would do well to answer them.
Right.
Not
Give
all
me-
those who keep Havarian law announce themselves.
Yeah. Well, nice knowing you, Bo. It's a good time.
So wait, he said he
Out
said
comes
all
the blunderbuss.
he said all those who keep Harvarian law announce themselves.
He says not all who keep Havarian laws announce themselves.
Okay. So out of character, just so I make sure I'm.
That he's trying to play like he's secret police.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, basically saying like, just because I'm an authority figure doesn't mean I have
up
to
and
answer to
answer me.
you. Yeah.
Well, and saying that there's some people who wouldn't just come up and be like, oh, well, I'm Officer so and so. Yeah. That secret police show up and start asking questions. You just start answering.
Mhm.
I like how
Yeah,
he
that's true.
assumes he knows that
Okay.
things have not changed since he left.
Yeah, I mean, he would remember. He would definitely remember that there was, um, in the takeover. Obviously, it was pretty short and brutal initially, but then as in the few weeks or so, um, maybe even a month or more of transition that Bo is present for, um, there was certainly a lot of sudden arrivals, people asking questions, giving orders, um, not necessarily giving a name and badge number. um, you would remember that they were typically pretty obviously Harvarian, either officials or forces of some kind. Let me think here. Yeah, give me thinking probably a perform check with charisma.
Oh boy.
Good thing he has so much charisma.
Or I guess since this is still just
No,
the video,
that's pretty accurate.
I would
That's
I would
what
also
you'd have
take
to use.
I'd also take a talk check at this point.
Let's do that. That at least makes it a straight roll.
Okay.
Mhm.
Be kind to digital dice.
Okay.
Oh, that's a bigger number than I thought would come out.
Well,
It's
he's
bet-
got the chutzpah, just not the convincingness.
It's better than Snake Eyes. Okay. Let's see here. Let me check
The
something.
chutzpah to be a chispe.
Let's see. Okay, yeah. Let's do. Okay. So his. That's good. So his response is going to be, well, that's as may be, but you haven't given me anything to think that you're that. Now I'm there's a pause. I'm not sure if I could help you, but this is not the kind of meeting I'd be inclined to help somebody at. I think you better see yourself off, Mr. Hayes.
How close does it sound like this guy is to the door?
Um,
Uh,
that's a very good question. Give me a notice check.
Nope.
You
Yeah.
got no idea.
Mm.
No, yeah, I mean the his voice it sounded like it has moved a couple of times that a couple of his responses have come from different places, so you're not super sure where he is. He's definitely not right on the other side of the door.
What's like my bad? Well, oh,
Oh man, I wanted to fail that one.
the dice gods.
Mm.
maybe the dice gods are just answering someone else's prayer.
Say whatever, 3 or 4 others going up. Um,
I'll say, I suppose I will be off. I'll keep your level of helpfulness in mind. And then start heading back the way you came.
okay. Yeah, let me think here. Let's see. So that parting comment, does that change anything? Think.
I mean, he could roll with sort of an intimidation talk check.
There's
So, like,
also
roll with, like, strength or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I could. Yeah, I guess let me put it that way. Ethan, were you were you thinking? Do you think Bo was hoping to, was trying to make maybe one last mild push for a little more cooperation before he leaves, or was he just trying to?
I think just leave him rattled.
Okay.
He already doesn't like whoever it is. If it's someone else who is taking his
Yeah, living in
family's
his house.
property.
Right. Okay. Yeah, as he says that and turns away, the only response is silence. All right. Where does Bo want to go now, and how does he want to do that? He hasn't noticed any movement at any of the windows yet as he's stepped down off the front porch, but there are windows on the front of the house.
I guess walking, and despite his prior skills of observation, trying to see if anybody comes out of the house.
Yeah, I mean, he can pretty easily be, he can move away. I think he's wanting to keep his back to the house, hoping not to be too identifiable by anyone who might glance out of the window, considering how that interaction went. And he's definitely keeping his eyes and ears peeled for any sounds from or signs of movement from the house behind. Yeah, go ahead and throw me another notice check. Okay. So yeah, he feels confident in his assessing of the house that there's no movement at windows, and no doors or anything opening. The house lays still behind him, and yeah, he puts himself back out on this little road that is basically just a little dirt path that meanders past, either direction. Meanders past some other farmsteads before angling kind of more towards town. And there's got some room and options ahead of him. Could you could just kind of try to head back through town towards the ship or whatever else. At this point, he probably would be getting a message, I imagine, that so I don't I don't want to presume. I think somebody would have noticed that he, when he left, and or the fact that he's not currently on the ship. And
Cherry would have gone to bother him about her gun.
Okay.
And after banging on his door enough times and not getting yelled at, she opens it up.
And yeah, finds that he's not in his room.
Yep.
And
She
from there,
goes to tell Eva.
What? Well, maybe did you check the dartboard?
Cherry just stares at her.
Okay, you checked the dartboard. Well, I gave him the night off, so I guess I didn't mean for him to leave the ship, though.
Can you please call him?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I was just gonna do that. That's a good idea. She clearly was not just about to do that. she was clearly trying to figure out some way of getting a hold of Bo.
Well, fortunately, she has already taken the time, or I'd say we could say that she has already taken the time to make the rest of the crew get their comm pads synced up, with the comm server
Well,
in case of situations like this.
if we're how far do you let the ship's comms go? I don't remember if you've ever addressed this because we're currently landed, and if the ship,
What I've
yeah,
what we've done before is I've basically said, yeah, you can say that the ship kind of has a built-in comm server that that functions similarly.
okay, all right, yeah, I think that would be preferable, especially if we're anticipating only being here for a minute.
Mhm.
Otherwise,
Yeah,
yeah,
comm
if
servers nice if you have to be far afield from the ship for a while.
yeah, and she did also buy a comm server just in case we needed it. Um,
Mhm.
so if it's possible, then she'll just call him using the ship frequency.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
And whatever Bo's notification settings are like, he'll be getting a call from Eva as he's about as he's hitting the path and trying to decide which way to go.
Okay. Yeah, he'll answer.
Bo, I don't want to interrupt whatever you're doing. Just wanted to let you know that we're ready to take off, and please get back to the ship as soon as you can. I guess that is interrupting whatever you're doing. What are you doing? You don't have to tell me. Just, Bo, are you there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Is everything okay, Bo? You're not on the ship.
I'll just stretching my legs.
Do you need a treadmill? I can build a treadmill.
Oh, I ain't a hamster walking in place.
Hamsters, hamsters run in balls or little circles. I could make one of those, but it wouldn't be easy. It's not as easy for a human because we only have 2 legs with digitigrade, and well,
So, I don't know. I ain't a hamster. I'm coming.
oh, okay.
And I love, like, I knew the moment she said I could make your turtle, I was like, yeah, Bo's not gonna have that. Like, how dare? Uh,
Do you know how long? I want to make sure that the ship is prepped.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking this. I guess it doesn't look like the woods or anything have changed very much, Ben. Just other than the Havarian additions to of the starport and stuff.
yeah, I was gonna say there's still yeah, because like the town itself, especially kind of out on the outskirts where you are, is it's a little spread out. There are some like little thickets here and there. Most of that stuff is still the same. The true like forest that was you know out beyond the fields has apparently been pushed back a good ways. But yeah, the in the immediate area there. Um, I'll say yeah that most things have not changed. There are a couple places where he notices like there's a somebody's house or a warehouse got fixed up. You know, grain the grain silos. Uh, he can actually see those from a lot farther than usual. They've gotten expanded in some major upgrade. But other than that, yeah, most of the area is laid out pretty much the same.
Okay, yeah, he'd give her the time and say, "Yeah, I know the way. Yeah, I'll be there soon."
Okay. Yep. He will turn to Cherry. Yep. He's on his way.
Right. So which route is Bo wanting to take back to the ship?
I guess just the most direct route, if that takes him off road, or
Okay. Yeah,
through
that'll
field and glade.
okay. Yeah, that'll take him, kind of off the beaten path, and kind of go through some little kind of like more rugged parts, some little uncultivated fields that are overgrown, and maybe a thicket or two. Cuts across a couple properties once he's getting closer to the main part of town. Um, let's see. Give me a sneak check. All right. As Bo is making his way through the last of the thickets before he's going to be entering more the town proper, he notices, a distance off, it's getting a little darker, but he can still pretty clearly make out, kind of on a parallel path, some distance to his right. Uh, he sees uh, a pair of uh, he sees a pair of Harvarians with in their official kind of uh, like security forces equipment, and their signature. Like a lot of time when they're geared up, like full uniform and everything, like to have their big fur cloaks, um, and got their insignia emblazoned on their chests, um, and they are riding motorcycles out towards down the dirt path, out in it's going in the direction of the farmhouse that you had just visited.
Yeah, I think he'd laugh too, say, "Hey, baby, call the cops."
um, but yeah, Bo was able to stay out of sight till they pass, and as he heads back through town, uh, he takes note of location of a couple of guards, basically police, uh, who are, a couple cases just standing around, talking to a local or talking with each other. Though in one case, the man seems a bit more alert than just casual being on duty, and Bo steers clear of him.
Nope.
But is able to make it back to the ship without incident. And yeah, he can hop on board and let whoever know that he's back.
Uh, I don't know if that's first person he lets know is Eva, the workshop, or anyone else he passes.
Yeah, I guess he'll go look for Eva.
Okay. Yeah, she is still working with mirrors and has her data slab open to some complex design, CAD documents. Um, and depending on his level of fix it expertise and weapons smithing, he might actually recognize that she's working on how to fold and bend and hinge longer the mechanical structures of a device that is spitting light and using mirrors without interfering with any of the necessary components inside. Basically, he can probably figure out that she's trying to make a foldable laser rifle.
Okay, yeah, that's a fine looking refractor chamber there, but that seems like it's got too many foldy bits in it.
Oh, of course, yeah. I wanted to. Um, I haven't decided what it should look like yet, but maybe a lunchbox. Um,
Oh, lunchbox. How are you gonna make a gun that looks like a lunchbox?
only when it's folded up. I mean, you wouldn't shoot it like a lunchbox. That would not be ergonomic.
Well, I had seen some of that. Knew a guy once, he hit a spike thrower inside of a briefcase.
Yeah, but briefcases are so obvious. There's like at least 2 briefcase guns in every Jennifer Moons novel. Everyone looks for those.
Oh, but it was like a style thing for him. They called him the briefcase bandit.
Oh, I remember those. Those were good stories. And yeah, I can see the appeal, but
Yeah, that guy was a hoot. Get him drinking at the bar.
you're not really a
All kind of
briefcase kind of
story.
guy, Bo.
Yeah, I ain't a briefcase guy.
Like, what would you
You-
carry around?
Uh, it's.
Aside from another gun.
I guess I don't carry around too much.
Well, you'll
Yes.
have to if unless you don't want it.
Oh,
Maybe he needs something with pockets.
you're making that one for me?
Yeah, I figured that, sometimes we can't take our weapons into places and you don't like being without a weapon, so seemed easy enough. The lights you just need the mirrors and the refractory chamber. It's not too complex. It's actually really easy. Of course, for me it is. Uh, but I guess I don't know what you'd want it to look like.
It's really cool. I never thought about being able to hide no rifle.
Eva
I,
smiles uncertainly.
I don't think there'd be a way to, I don't know, have it just fold up like in my jacket, look like extra jacket lining.
Mm,
There was fellas on Havario, so sinking cold up there. They'd add like thermo regulators or
I don't know. Mhm. I can't use any soft materials, and if it's liner, you would expect it to be soft, right?
I guess those thermo right. They're like a bunch of plates looking things,
Hmm.
and then it could come all together like them old toys or whatever. Just popping together. Wow! And then you got a laser rifle in your hand.
Ethan, can you like post a picture of what Bo's talking about, or is there one? Because
Or
I'm
is it
not. I'm.
nonsensical?
Oh, okay. I'm having a little trouble picturing what he's talking about.
Oh, I
Yes,
was
Yeah, I'm
thinking.
asking, is he like, does he know what he's talking about, or is this like Bo's imagination gone wild? Like something 8-year-old Bo would have drawn.
Or Jennifer Moons would have made up.
Yeah.
I was thinking like the cyberpunk jackets that those actually do. Well, I guess have the reverse thing of like a AC unit inside of them.
Mm.
And then just that the gun would like Iron Man together, like I guess like that briefcase Iron Man thing.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
she's absolutely gonna try and make it all snap together with a quick flick of the wrist.
I guess this just shows the backside of the jacket.
Let's see what you got.
I don't know. There's not really anything that shows like the interior. It's just that the popped out collar has like glowy plates.
Well, out of character, it should definitely be something that does not draw attention. 'Cause that's, the whole point of concealed mod is that nobody looks at it and thinks, oh, I better check that and make sure it's not a weapon.
It looks like a thing that turns into a gun.
Yeah. That is the response you do not want.
Mm-hmm.
There is something wrong with that Iron Man GIF.
Yeah, someone badly photoshopped the face.
It is very disturbing.
Wait, what? Yeah, that is something else. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I can't even tell who that's supposed to be. That's like maybe somebody's personal.
Sort of
Insert
looks like the
Nick,
dude from
yeah,
Deus
from the-
Ex,
from
but
the
it's
lower
sort of
left
look-
corner.
but it sort of looks like the guy from like GTA as well. I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Yeah, I don't know how much we want to keep at the moment going on. Workshopping the
Oh yeah, so Bo
potential.
would keep on spitballing lots of.
Yeah, we can just kind of let that scene fade to black as we move on ourselves. Eva will absolutely talk back and forth about what's the coolest and most practical concealed design.
Right. Yeah, because I think that'll be a fun conversation because we'll want it to be something, reasonable and also, both for the gun and also for Bo.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that'll be cool. All right. So you guys you're pre-flighted ready. You're ready to take off.
Dang.
Go do the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's see. I feel like
Well, it's a good thing that Cherry and Bo buried the hatchet.
She can start a new blood feud.
I mean, he did tell her straight out, like, no, I'm not telling you.
Uh-oh, I see Zeke typing. That does not bode well.
Yeah, I'm curious.
What kind of gear does Bo carry around, Ethan? Uh, the concealed stuff, the concealed mod doesn't change the size, so it would still be basically an encumbrance 2 item that he's carrying around, or at least look like one.
Hmm. I guess my strength is pretty low, so I hadn't carried around a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I guess just like his pistol and stuff that go in his pockets normally, compad, and that.
Hmm.
Nice. He's got a backpack with all the arrows in them, and then some mission-specific stuff he's been swapping out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say that Zeke, when Pete now directly addresses him, he snaps in and doesn't seem caught off guard. Sounds like he was in fact listening along the whole time, just kind of minding his own business. But tries to divert and definitely looks very nervous at being pulled directly into the brewing argument.
He does not want to get involved in this.
You see his eyes just like quickly dart, like glancing in the direction of his room, like through bulkheads, whatever. Like,
Dude could teleport. Why look? Just teleport away.
Shh, that would be the best response ever. Is she always like this? Bamf.
Exactly.
seriously considered that. Yeah, he's that's what I'm telegraphing. He glances. He hasn't done it yet, but he's
Isn't he trying to avoid alerting people to the fact that he?
I mean, not
is
the
a
crew.
psionic?
Yeah, not the crew. Like he wouldn't be doing that in public. You guys are. I
Yeah, we're
haven't.
in public.
Okay, I was gonna say I haven't been able to.
Yeah, time has moved way past this conversation.
Okay.
In real time.
Oh yeah.
'Cause it wasn't
This
very.
conversation was happening when Eva goes, "Oh, I've got a surprise for you back on the ship." And like while she was talking with him,
Yeah.
Okay,
this was
got you.
happening. Yeah, so this was back a while.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. Then I wasn't sure. For some reason, I had the impression that they were like sitting on the like feet dangling off the side of the cargo bay opening, like just people watching or something. But yeah, no, if it was back then,
That's
yeah,
fine. But
he
I thought it
definitely
was-
isn't. Yeah, he's not going to teleport out of in the middle of broad daylight, for sure. So yeah, it's his maybe more of a glancing in the direction of the ship wistfully.
Well, what about a No, that's one encumbrance. Duh. All right. Well, we'll figure it out later. Telekinetic generator.
Maybe a big camera.
I think the default that people typically go for large weapons is a med kit because it's 2 encumbrance, and nobody really questions if you got a med kit. Just stock it with some basic supplies and say, nope, sorry, I'm out of everything else. Put Tylenol in it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that could work if something you throw in the backpack.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll say that that's what Eva's one of Eva's many potential designs that she was working on.
He'll be sad that he can't get his Iron Man assembling jacket gun.
Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely discuss it because it just all it says is that specific different object of the same general mass
Mm-hmm.
would fool standard TL4 sensors, but not a close physical inspection of the object. So it, at kind of a glance, look like whatever different thing, but sort of looking closer, like, you know, why is there what's this trigger that's in the
There's a
it seems like
long
it's
barrel next to that Tylenol.
I will ask you for a little bit of clarification on that, though, because it says close physical inspection, and I kind of took that to mean that, like, even if they picked it up and looked it over, it would pass. It would only be like if they're physically inspecting it, like they're already suspicious and they're trying to figure out, is this really a med kit? But if they have no reason to believe it's not a med kit, even if they're handling it, I read that as it passes.
okay, got you. Yeah, I guess I was taking it more literally, if they're up close and physically touching and looking at it, then they could tell that it's not. But that I wouldn't say that that it would require suspicion already on their part. Just like if they're handling it closely, like if they're touching it and looking at it closely.
About suspicion, or if they're handling it as they would expect to handle a medkit.
Exactly right.
Okay.
It will become obvious that it is not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, no, I would not even try to argue for, well, if they open the lid, they still see a medkit. No.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, for example, like if it's disguised as an umbrella and they go to, like, oh yeah, here, let me hold that for you and get it.
They shoot lasers into the sky.
Right.
Oh, what a weird umbrella.
Accidentally shoot some random pedestrian. What? What's that?
Look, it's raining lasers.
Yeah. Oh boy, what a storm! Give me that.
Okay, yeah, that's fine to me. I only want to push for the more player favorable, because it is right now for our finances, it is still fairly expensive.
Yeah, and I mean, I think regardless, like you'll definitely get benefit out of it. I mean, if you're taking it somewhere that doesn't have super advanced sensors and where you're not going to get your pockets gone through and everything manhandled, then yeah, it'll definitely give you an edge, an element of surprise when they're like, hey, that purse is actually a or that walking cane is actually a laser rifle. So yeah, because I think the intention is that it's able to fool a a significant portion of security measures and get you an edge on a lot of situations, but it's not it can be found out with so yeah, I'm not gonna necessarily, I don't want to like very specifically define what exactly constitutes close physical inspection, but just generally we're talking like touching and looking at it closely. It's not doesn't have to be necessarily like dismantled or being well, yeah, like I already said.
Yeah, and I wouldn't expect you to exactly define it. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't talking about something as simple as them touching it and all of a sudden, hey, wait a minute, this isn't Tylenol.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like a jacket.
Good enough for me. In the long run, assuming that we continue getting paid well for jobs, it won't actually be a large expense. just
Yeah.
we're short now,
Yeah, I got you.
and Eva is burning through those credits. Well, those spare parts. All right. Well, with Bo back on the ship, Eva gets on the comm and says, flight checks all done. Flight checks all done. We're ready to go. Eat cherry. Where is
Cherry
it?
will
Stick his
pop
head
back.
out.
Ready to go. In the cockpit.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That's...
Just send the RoboCop when you're ready.
Were you just waiting there?
Yep.
Oh, well, I'll fly with you. It's been a while. And Eva makes her way up to the cockpit. When she gets
Like
out,
Pete rolls his eyes.
I know I also missed it, Robert. Did Pete say something?
Oh no, Pete would have just stuck his head out, and as soon as she would have made the RoboCop comment, he would have just rolled his eyes and like gone back to his quarters, just like whatever.
Pete, can you just keep an eye on sensors and everything for us? You know, whatever other ship stuff needs to be done as we're taking off.
You were gonna fly with her, aren't you? Gonna be watching ship sensors?
I don't actually know what other things need to be done on a ship when like your retracting landing gear and all that stuff. I kind of assume there's more stuff, but
I mean, I
Yeah.
kind of assumed that like backup stuff, y'all would just be dividing it, and a third person would just be too much. Which
Okay.
is why I was having him just ask, like, aren't you going to be doing sensors? What are you asking me for?
Fair enough. Then I think Eva. That does make sense to me. I don't think Eva would have said anything, except maybe. Oh, Pete, I'll go ahead and fly with Cherry. You can take the night off too. Unless anybody boards us, and then I definitely need you back on the clock. Not that there is a clock, but
Okay.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if anybody knows what she means when she says they've got the night off.
I don't think so.
I don't know if she knows what she means.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. I don't know if she knows.
It's something that she heard somebody influential to her say, and yeah. When she gets up to the cockpit with Cherry, does Cherry actually have ice cream? Does she have all the ice cream?
No, there's no container of ice cream to be found.
Oh, okay. Bummer. She sits down and I think this is the first time I've been in the cockpit with all of its panels.
Barry looks over, a little concerned looking, but mostly blasé at this point. Ryu is standing off to the side.
Oh, what was that last part? What to the side?
Ryu
Oh,
is
okay.
standing off the side. He looks annoyed.
Oh, shit. He looks annoyed. I don't think he even notices.
Yeah, he can be sitting in the third chair in the cockpit. He's just kind of spinning it idly and frowning slightly.
Okay. Let's go. This is exciting. Our second real mission. I mean, delivering the medical supplies and the refugees was it was a job, but searching for lost signals. Are you ready for this?
While she was talking, Cherry had already put on her headset and started flipping through switches really quickly.
Eva watches her. Oh, wow. She puts on her headset and gets into the same channel as Cherry. You're really good at flying.
It's one of the things I can do and get what I want. So, when you're ready, let me know.
Go ahead, whenever you're ready.
Sweet. She's gonna flip on comms and tell everyone they need to buckle up. Prepare for liftoff.
Alrighty. Up and away. Yep. So yeah, you're given similar clearance to leave orbit of Phyllis, and you guys are headed off to the edge of the system, I guess, to spike drill out.
Mhm.
Okay. So you've got another load of fuel in the tank. So I guess you're planning on fueling up in Anagris.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Nagris is a safe place to do it.
Yeah. And so yeah, you I haven't updated. I need to take some time to update and get a version of the map that you guys that represents rudders you guys have. You'd have gotten recent enough rudders from Harvario to Nagris that you didn't, including from Loa Nudad to Harvario, so didn't need to worry about skill checks there. This next jump to Nagris is going to be a 2x jump, and then you've got a little bit of a trip. Known the known path is Anagris to Urala, then Urala to Glutavos, and then Glutavos to Straya. So yeah.
Okay.
That
Eva's
is,
not going to stay piloting, or not piloting, but just hang out in the cockpit with Cherry the entire time. She's just kind of, she's letting her own brain uh like recover from the work she's been doing and just kind of downtime. But she also wanted to spend some time with Cherry, and as we mentioned before, she's not nearly as annoying when it's one-on-one. Well, not nearly as. She's not as annoying when it's one-on-one. She still has her Eva moments.
I was gonna say, so does she think she's not as annoying when it's one-on-one, or is this
No,
some
I'm
sort of
saying she's
objective
not as
measure?
annoying.
Okay.
She never thinks she's annoying. She is always a gift.
Of course, yeah.
Absolute
I like it.
pleasure in every way.
Everyone should be thanking her for informing them how wrong they were.
Right. Okay.
And I don't know if Cherry lets out any of what she's, what new baggage she picked up from her conversation with Pete, or if it's just kind of idle chatter. Or if she even talks at all. She might be just that
She would be uncharacteristically quiet.
Oh. Then Eva does pry in the way that private Eva would internalize this, and asks if Cherry's upset with her.
And stay tuned till next time.
Yes, I see the XP has already gone up.
Yes, we'll have to end on that cliffhanger of wondering how much Cherry is about to spill, and it'll also give me time to catch up on the approximate 5 pages of banter and apparently eventual yelling that took place between Cherry and Pete.
I was just
So
gonna
funny.
tell you that I was actually planning on like trying to copy and paste it into the Text RP channel.
Nice. I'll certainly make it easier to read.
It started out completely normal.
It really did. It really did. I was stunned. I was shooketh.
Yeah, I
My
think
gob was smacked.
see this. Yeah. You two, for some reason, I think have a natural tendency to steer that direction.
Sibling-ify things.
What?
Yes.
Never. Robert and
Yeah,
I are angels. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that who has daddy issues now from a couple sessions ago was like, okay, yeah, Robert's he's looking for opportunities.
Always.
All right, so yeah, everybody gets another XP for the session, and we'll jump right into faves, it being 11:30 already. And we start with Ethan. But if you need some time to
No, I guess the Cherry Pete banter. With the occasional remote seat pop in.
so I will
There are a
confess.
couple times where I was like, man, has Avery got on from wherever he is and stuff?
I must confess that was actually me. Once I caught wind that he was
Impossible.
Yeah, I know it. I was so good at impersonating Avery's representation. No, I once I caught wind that Zeke was being like directly addressed, I was like, yeah, I could do a little bit of text RP as Zeke. But yeah, I think it'll be fun. I'll have to message Avery like, hey, you need to check Roll20 chat and catch up on what.
Just send them to Discord. Danielle's gonna paste it.
Yeah. So
Oh,
he
yeah,
knows what
true.
firestorm he's walking into.
Yeah.
I thought you did pretty well with like the ha ha ha. Hey, I'm gonna go see that bookstore.
It really did feel like Zeke.
Good. Yeah, I felt like I don't know. I felt like one answer, more or less, and trying to redirect was all it was going to take. If Pete didn't get the hint, he's going to be like, "Yeah, well, no, I'm not the guy to talk to this about. Good luck." And maybe he'll have more to say on the matter later, but in the moment, he needed to get out of that. He was like, "Yeah, I
Out of the
don't."
crossfire.
It's like I don't need Pete trying to get me on his side when Cherry is talking like that. It's like I'm not at all about that. I seriously considered a like, what are you asking me for? This is on you, man. Or like, don't bring me into this. Felt like he might not be quite that direct, so
Where did we decide they were standing?
Yeah, I think this would have been maybe kind of hanging out on the outskirts of the town, kind of near this welcoming committee thing. Um, I guess maybe around the time that you had taken your leave of the actual welcome itself, and Eva was trying to get everybody steered toward the ship. She was mainly focused on wanting to talk to Bo, and wasn't necessarily gonna make everybody follow right to the ship. You weren't that far from the ship anyway, so you're kind of hanging out on the landing field. Does that make sense? Or fit well enough with what you guys were mentioning?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, just someplace they could people watch and then get into an argument.
All right.
And somewhere there's a bookstore, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. I was definitely thinking, I was like, there may or may not have been like a very obvious bookstore visible from where you guys were. There was probably a bookstore in town. So
Oh my goodness.
seems like escape. Um, all right, so where was I? I think we're on to
Faves.
Robert. Yeah. faves.
One of my favorite moments is Bo leaning into the interrogation in spite of multiple struggle bus failures. And then
Bo
of course
had never seen a hole that doesn't need to be dug deeper.
Goodness.
So
and then of
sorry,
course
the first part of that was Bo.
Bo leaning into the interrogation despite fails, basically.
Yeah.
And I also have
we'd
to
like to back
fave.
out now.
I also have to fave the ending of the roleplay with Cherry and Pete, because Danielle's reply of between two messages of "if nothing else could convince me you're a man" to the next reply of "you toaster." Too funny.
How quickly the circuits flip.
Uh-huh. How the turns have tabled.
Yeah. Let's see.
The moment Pete was like, wait a minute, are you upset with me because are you miffed because you expected me to make a pass at you by now because you're pretty? That was like, I was like,
Oh my.
oh, she would not take that well. Go reboot yourself, you toaster. Seemed like the most succinct answer to that. Although I did like, if this is what you've always been like, did you even give women anything to like but your money?
Yeah, she went for the
Blood?
the plug.
She went for blood?
No, she went for the plug, the power cord.
Oh, the plug. Yeah, there you go.
Might be a little wordy there, but
We'll allow it this time.
yeah, let's see. I think my favorite is from this session. Yeah, I think I'd characterize it as the suspense surrounding Bo, from wondering, okay, is he like, was he going off to hide and get ready to like shoot this administrator on his way back to town? Because I think he's got a sniper rifle. Or then like, okay, he's interrogating this dude and he's laying on pretty heavy with the Harvarian secret police angle. Like, is he gonna just kick the door in and, you know, arrest slash kidnap these people and force them to tell him what he wants to know? Like, where is this going? Um, I thought that was a lot of fun, and it extra fueled by some low notice checks, adding suspense to the player's side as well. um, so it's just a all around really enjoyable little bow interlude there.
Ethan is the new Rule 20 sacrifice. I'm sorry to call it out, but it's just what is.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, the
Oh,
sacrifice 'cause of the
multiple
low
sessions
rolls.
of low rolls like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Diplomat won't save you now, man.
Yeah, I guess last time it was all his mental saves that he kept failing. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. All right, Danielle.
Hmm. Finding out a little bit of backstory, Pete.
That is the first time anybody has asked him if he had like a girlfriend or something.
Considering the first time he met her and she was interviewing him about being a bot, she's come a long way.
And then she's gone right back.
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm looking forward to reading and catching up on all that, because it's going to be some informative stuff. Um, let's see. Yeah, I was definitely wondering like if Pete would speak up and ask like, "Hey, can we stop by Harvaria since we're here right now?" Um, but I suspected he probably wouldn't, because he's been pretty backseat about or back burner about his home world and anything to do with his past.
Yeah, we can like message about that later.
Mhm. Yeah, I look forward to it. Dex.
I've got two written down. The first is Bo alpha mailing the investigation of his family farm.
Alpha mailing it.
Yes. He tried to basically just impose control, impose authority, and oblivious to how it was going, just kept on charging ahead.
He's not a socially subtle person.
And
He is the anti-Brother Neck.
yes, he is. And the second one was the quote, "All men ever do is leave you wanting more."
Oh boy.
It's been a while since I've had a character quoted, so
Oh boy. I'm guessing that was certainly from
Oh, it's from Jerry, yeah.
yeah. All right. Oh yeah, I meant to attribute that to Jerry.
Wanting more. The more is important.
Oh, okay.
Good. Paste it. And there it is.
Yeah, oh, which by the way, I didn't talk about it. That last part, Zeke was being very careful to whisper the part, responding to Pete when he said about, especially not about Cherry, because he's not trying to get himself in trouble with Cherry. But basically mumbled under his breath real quickly before continuing on in his normal voice, like, "Yep, well, I'm off to the bookstore." So he knows how to stay out of trouble anyway. All right, well, I guess that is everything for the session. So let's wrap that stream and call it a sesh.
Alright, closing the stream down.